Yes, I'm ready.
Hey, good afternoon. I'd like to call the order of regular meeting of the Board of Public Works. Roll call.
Farrell Gomez,
Present.
William Allen,
Present.
Weena Guzman.
Present.
And next on our agenda, we have the minutes of the regular meeting of August 12, 2020. Entertain a motion to approve as written.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Farrell Gomez,
Yes.
William Allen,
Yes.
Weena Guzman.
Yes.
We have no correspondence. We'll move on to new business. First item on our agenda is bid opening for Block Stadium, Phase 5.
First bid that we have is Fence Master, located 20400 Cottage Grove Avenue, Chicago Heights, Illinois. Base bid amount, lump sum is $63,100, 63100. And that is for bid package number 10, ornamental and chain link fencing. Next we have Midwestern Electric, located at 1620 East Chicago Avenue, East Chicago, Indiana. Okay, base bid package number 9, electrical, $238,491, 38491. Alternate number 2 is $312,857, 312857. Alternate number 3 is $3,748, 3748. And again, that was for bid package number 9. Next, we have Adams Masonry Inc., located 3705 Bowman Drive, Suite 8, Valparaiso, Indiana. Bid package number 5, masonry, $490,000, 490000. Okay. Hassey Construction Company, located 10 Lincoln Avenue, P.O. Box 300, Calumet City, Illinois. Bid package number 1 for foundations and excavation, $868,000, 868000. Hassey Construction for bid package number 6. Bid package number 6, general trades, $433,000, 433000. Alternate number 1 for package number 6, $39,072, 39072. Hassie Construction for bid package number 2. Bid package number 2, concrete flat work, $142,500, 142,500. Alternate number 3 for bid package number 2, $49,989, 49989. Babilla Roofing and Sheet Metal, located 3974 Harrison Street, Gary, Indiana. Bid package number 4, roofing. Bid package number 4, roofing, Babilla, $151,787, 151,787. Area Construction Company, located 3965 Harrison Street, P.O. Box 64879, Gary, Indiana. Bid packages 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 10. Bid package number 1, foundations and excavation, $847,500, 847,500. Bid package number 2, concrete flat work, $247,500, 247,500. Alternate number 3 for package number 2, $70,000. Bid package number 3, painting, $95,000. Bid package number 5 for masonry, $483,500, 483,500. Bid package number 6, general trades, $567,500, 567,500. Alternate number 1 for bid package number 6, $50,000. Bid package number 10, ornamental and chain link fencing, $97,500, 97500. Alternate number 3 for bid package number 10, $5,000. Powers and Sons Construction Company, located 2636 West 15th Avenue, Gary, Indiana. Bid package number 6, general trades, $440,000. Alternate number 1 for bid package number 6, $35,250, 35250. Yep, just 2 copies. Corellis Roofing, Inc., located at 1333 169th Street, Hammond, Indiana. Bid package number 4, roofing. Bid package number 4, roofing, $229,242. 229,242. LGS Plumbing, Inc., located 1112 East Summit Street, Crown Point, Indiana. Bid package number 7, plumbing, $123,549. 123,549. Alternate number 3 for bid package number 7, $8,040. 8040.
That's it? Okay, this project's being overseen by Public Works.
Yeah, well, with the assistance of Doug Cunningham.
Okay, so we'll forward a lot of paperwork for them to review, and they'll come back next meeting with their recommendation.
Yep.
Okay, that concludes the bid opening for Box Stadium Phase 5. We'll move on to the next item on our agenda, the big recommendation for Washington Park fencing. I have from Director of Public Works, Keith Selvey. We are recommending Fence Masters install the fencing within Washington Park for $31,417. Based on the bids, the review of the bids from last meeting, I believe. So that's his recommendation. It'll be for Fence Masters at $31,417. Entertain a motion to approve Public Works recommendation for Washington Park Fence Project with Fence Masters at $31,417.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes?
William Allen.
Yes.
Rena Wilson. Yes.
Okay, next item on our agenda, we have precision painting, change order number 2 at the Health Department renovation project. This is from Public Works. Change order number 2. From Mr. Selvey, with precision painting, to add an additional 1,119 square feet of vinyl plank flooring and baseboards at the Health Department, which were not in the original scope of work, for $3,226. Are there any questions or comments on change order number 2? Number 2.
No question.
There being no further questions or comments, or entertain a motion to approve precision painting proposal for change order number 2 at the Health Department for additional vinyl plank flooring and baseboards in the amount of $3,226.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Carl Gomez,
Yes.
William Allen,
Yes.
Lena Guzman, yes.
Okay, next comes number 4, Garrett Construction, change order number 7 for Block Stadium Phase 3. According to Mr. Salvi, Block Stadium Phase 3, Garrett, change order 7, entry element signage, transformer, electrical modification for $4,487. Recommendation. Any questions or comments on change order number 7?
No.
Having no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve. For Block Stadium Phase 3, Garrett's change order number 7 for entry element signage, transformer, electrical modification for $4,487.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Carl Gomez,
Yes.
William Allen,
Yes.
Lena Guzman, yes.
And next we have change order from Garrett Construction, change order number 1 for Block Stadium Phase 4. And this is for irrigation vault work for Block Stadium. This was an amount of $13,606. Mr. Salvi, it's, according to Mr. Salvi, it's a demo and replace the concrete water main and irrigation vault. Are there any questions or comments on Block Stadium Phase 4, change order number 1 from Garrett?
None.
I have no questions.
If you no further questions, entertain a motion to approve change order number 1 for Phase 4. Block Stadium Phase 4 for irrigation vault work in the amount of $13,606.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Carl Gomez,
Yes.
William Allen,
Yes.
Lena Guzman, yes.
And next we have from Garrett also Construction, change order number 8 for Block Stadium locker room and press box. This is a change order for fabrication and installation of stainless steel pipe and conduit covers and construction of soffits and 2 concrete block chase walls. This is for $10,954. This is what Mr. Salvi is recommending for the project. Any questions or comments?
No.
No.
There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve change order number 8 for Block Stadium locker room and press box in the amount of $10,954.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Carl Gomez,
Yes.
William Allen,
Yes.
Lena Guzman, yes.
And next we come to Vigilance Solutions Service Agreement. The Police Department, this service agreement is needed for the Police Department's license plate recognition, LPR equipment, and software associated with same. The Vigilance Solutions design, develops license and services advanced video analysis software technologies for the law enforcement and security markets. The ECPD would require the basic LPR service package, which you could explain on page 6. Currently, the ECPD has 3 police vehicles with this LPR equipment, and the city has numerous security cameras located within the city. The ECPD has been utilizing LPR technology for several years. And on page 6, believe they want the service basic LPR service package. And page 7 has the basic service package at $525. Annual service fee if it's between 0 to 14. There's also an annual service fee schedule for 5,000 images for $750. So, are there any questions or comments on police department's request?
None.
There being no further questions or comments, would you motion to approve Vigilant Solutions Service Agreement with the East Chicago Police Department?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Bella Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Lena Lucy, yes.
And next we have Vermilion Systems. This is also from the police department. This is for the Vigilant Investigative Data Platform, 12-month subscription for 51 to 100 officers. The amount is $11,700. And this is a program they had in the previous year. Apparently it's some kind of software. Have any questions or comments on this proposal?
No.
Having no further questions or comments, or entertain a motion to approve Vermilion Systems Incorporated proposal for the ECPD in the amount of $11,700.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Bella Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Lena Lucy, yes.
Okay, next we have an agreement between the ECPD and Griffin Police Department. The attached agreement between the Chicago Police Department and Griffin Police is to purchase and replace the ballistic vest fitted for Officer Taylor Graber. Officer Graber will no longer work for the ECPD after August 20th, 2020, and will therefore be employed by the Griffin Police Department. Due to the fact that each ballistic vest is fitted and manufactured for the individual officer, the Griffin Police Department requested to purchase the ballistic vest manufactured for Graber so that she can begin active duty as soon as possible. Under normal circumstances, ballistic vests take 8 to 12 weeks to be manufactured. A letter to the Board of Works, the Chicago Police Department, Griffin Police Department would like to enter into the following agreement. The Griffin Police Department will purchase East Chicago Police Department ballistic vest with thread plate and for the amount of $800. This vest was fitted specifically and only for Taylor, once again, Graber.
Graber.
Thank you. Who as of August 20th, 2020, will be employed by the Griffin Police Department and therefore no longer be employed by the Chicago Police Department. As ballistic vest requires 6 to 8 weeks for production, this will allow Griffin Police Department to immediately utilize her as an active officer and consequently allow the ECPD to purchase a new vest. The check will be made payable to the City of Chicago. The vest will be turned over to Griffin Police Department once the Chicago Board of Works approves this agreement and payment is received. Any questions or comments on this agreement?
No.
No.
Just that my issue is not necessarily with the agreement, but just FYI for this board, if this, for this officer and other officers, we have to make sure what the service is with the city, because if they leave before their first 36 months, they owe back a certain amount for their training. So it's fine to move forward on this thing with the vest, but there might be an issue for the Board of Safety to recoup amounts that we expended trying to train the person if they haven't made the 36-month mark.
Is that a test that the police department has to ensure is followed?
Say it again.
Does the police department ensure that this is followed per?
So, we used to, and there was a gap when we weren't following up. And so it's been an issue of, they've talked to me, I've talked to them to make sure that we follow up on that part. So anyway, it's just kind of a note for the record that we should not only make sure we are paid for the events, but make sure that if they haven't hit 36 months, and I'm not sure, but I don't think it's firsthand, that there's another thing we've got to take care of. So
And that would go before the Board of Safety?
it should be Board of Safety. And I can go into more detail, but I just wanted to note that piece of record.
Okay.
If you have any
Sir,
questions.
can you make a note at the next Board of Safety where I mentioned under other business that might be brought up to look into this officer to see if the PD is following procedure. And this is when they leave her before a certain number of years, right?
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions on this agreement between East Chicago Police and Griffith Police Department for this ballistic vest? There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve the agreement between the Chicago Police Department and Griffith Police Department for this officer's ballistic vest.
Second.
Roll call?
Bella Gomez.
Yes?
William Allen.
Yes.
Lena Guzman. Yes.
Okay, next on the agenda. Let's see, Resolution 2020-23, MOU with Winston Terrell Group. I'd like to make a correction. On the agenda, it says this is from the police department. This agreement is the citywide agreement with Winston Terrell. I believe last meeting we approved the police agreement with Winston Terrell. So this is a citywide agreement. And Ms. Morgan, did you want to speak on this, or?
Well, Winston Terrell Group, they've helped us in years past secure grants and do similar things. And so they helped us secure a sizable grant under the CARES Act and other things, but the CARES Act stands out for those a substantial amount of money, it was several $100,000. So we like to expand what they're doing with the city to help other departments seek grants. And so this basically changes their agreement with the city to put a $15,000 do not exceed number. There's also provision in there where some grants will pay the grant writer directly. So whenever that's a possibility, the city has to decide if the amount they get from the granting agency would count against that $15,000 or not. So we'll deal with that on a case-by-case basis. But we've got a tremendous return on investment with them. When we paid them a few thousand, we've got a couple $100,000. So that's why we want to expand and let them go help us seek other grants and submit successful applications for those grants.
Okay, so it's amending the one we passed in,
Yeah,
I believe in the July meeting, we passed the citywide. So we're amending that agreement.
yeah, it changes the one paragraph on compensation, paragraph 4.
So the item on compensation, that would be that not to exceed 15,000.
Right. So
Okay.
that's the new position.
Okay. Any questions or comments on this agreement? Amendment to the agreement.
None.
There being no further question or comment, I entertain a motion that we approve the resolution 2020-23, which amends the consulting service MOU with Winston Terrell Group.
Second.
Roll call?
Bella Gomez.
Yes?
William Allen.
Yeah.
Lena Guzman. Yes.
Okay, we move on to outstanding invoices. First invoice is from Context Design. This is from the planning department. The invoice is dated 4/21/2020, the amount of $1,875. The reason given by the planning department was the invoice was received by the planning department on 08/18/2020. So I believe they're saying Context Design sent the invoice late. Any questions or comments?
No.
There be no further questions or comments, or motion to approve the past due invoice from Context Design with Planning Department, the amount of $1,875.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Carol Gomez.
Yes.
William Allen.
Yes.
Tina Booth. Yes.
Okay, next we have a late invoice from Robinson Engineering. Late invoice dated 3/21/2019. The amount is $171.54. This is from Engineering Department. The reason is that Engineering Department received a supplemental agreement late on 8/4/20. Our services have been rendered and new invoice should be processed.
Correct.
Any questions or comments on this late invoice?
None.
There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve Robinson Engineering's past due invoice for the City Engineering Department for $171.54.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Carol Gomez.
Yes.
William Allen.
Yes.
Tina Booth. Yes.
Okay, next we have a late invoice from Syntex from Public Works. We have two invoices dated 4/8/20 for a total of $983.03. Mr. Salvy's Director of Public Works, his comment were two Syntex invoices which were delivered to the wrong department were received on 8/19/20. So I guess the fault is due to Syntex sending the invoice to a different department. Any questions or comments?
None.
There being no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve the late invoice from Syntex with Public Works for the amount of $983.03.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Carol Gomez.
Yes.
William Allen.
Yes.
Tina Booth. Yes.
Okay, next we have Police Department, late invoice from Exxon Enterprise. Says, please accuse attached invoice that was lost in the mail. PO 201-801 was on hand for payment of this invoice. So apparently the invoice was lost in the mail. And the amount is $2,475. Any questions or comments?
None.
No.
On the record, the date of the invoice was 21/6/20. There be no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve the late invoice from Exxon, the Police Department, in the amount of $2,475.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Carol Gomez.
Yes?
William Allen.
Yes.
Tina Booth. Yes.
Okay, next we have from Western Utility, change order number 3 from the conduit and fire improvement phase. From IT Director Kevin Klosak, the changes are for the final conduit and handhole additions and removals throughout the project for additional restoration repairs. So it's for change order number 3. Any comments on change order number 3? The cost for change order number 3 is $13,723.88. This one is the one that's for Indianapolis Boulevard Conduit and Fiber Project. Any questions or comments? There being no further question or comments, I entertain a motion to approve Western Utility change order number 3 for the conduit and fiber improvement program for Indianapolis Boulevard, the amount of $13,723.88.
Second.
Roll call?
Sal Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Linda Wilson. Yes.
Okay, next we have also from Western Utility change order number 1 for the conduit and fiber project. Also, this one is additional conduit changes for, also for Indianapolis Boulevard. Wait a minute. This is for Phase 2 Chicago Avenue and Columbus Drive conduit and fiber project. Additional conduit changes for conduit and fiber project. And this one is for a total of $101,330.40. Is the deduct of the underground along Columbus, increase for maximum placement along Columbus Drive, deduct for underground along Chicago Avenue, increase for maximum placement along Chicago Avenue, along conduit repair on Chicago bearing, allowance for HH replacement at north of Main and Broadway, cut pole fiber from Black ID, pull in fiber through Orange ID, resplice, allowance for locating a package at South Main and Broadway, cut pull fiber, pull Black ID, pull in fiber through Orange ID and resplice. This for a total $101,330.40. Oh, it says here.
So this is a credit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just getting to his, Mr. Klosak's letter. The result is a credit amount of $101,330.40. The main reason for this credit is the removal of directional boring conduit on Columbus Drive between Railroad Avenue and Alexander Street. We also are not able to directionally bore under the railroad at Chicago Avenue. Both removals are a result of conflicting pipeline crossings that are not being permitted by the pipeline companies. So I guess they had to cancel because of a conflict with the pipelines. This is the credit. Any questions or comments? Okay, there being no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve change order number 3 for the conduit fiber Phase 2 along Columbus Drive, Chicago Avenue, and it's a credit for $101,330.40.
Second.
Roll call?
Sal Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Linda Wilson.
Yes.
Okay, next we come to Resolution 2020-24 concerning 505 West 143rd Street, sales disclosure and quitclaim deed. This from the Law Department.
Mr. Motion?
Yes, this is property on 143rd. Originally, they were going to get an additional lot. This is where the Latin Lounge was formerly. This lot is being sold for $1,500, even though it only indicates $10. And Mr. Khan has some property there, and this apparently interferes with the garage. The garage is half on property he owns and half on property that the city still owns. And this sets that straight.
Okay. Are there any questions or comments on Resolution 2020-24?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve Resolution 2020-24 concerning 505 West 143rd Street, and along with the accompanying sales disclosure and quitclaim deed.
Second.
Roll call?
Carl Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Linda Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, I skipped one item. I have to go back. There's also the Western Utility rate schedule sheet for the 2020. And this is also from IT. Any questions or comments on their Western Utility rate sheet for 2020?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve Western Utilities rate schedule sheet for IT for the year 2020.
Second.
Roll call?
Carl Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Linda Guzman.
Okay, now with Resolution 2020-25, and this is concerning Teresa Geiser from the law department.
I can give details if you like.
Okay, and this is amending the previous one we approved.
Right. When we contracted with her in February, we thought we'd just use her on a very part-time basis, and it'd be limited things. And then, COVID happened. She's been our main COVID guru on policy and understand the federal regulations and how to manage the FFCRA and all that. So she's been here, I think every single day, in some capacity to help with that. She's also worked on some of the things we thought we'd initially have her helping with, but it's really expanded what she's done. So she's been a great help, and we hope she can continue on assisting, especially as long as COVID is, something we have to manage. So we're increasing her not to exceed amount to hopefully get us through the end of the year. So we're adding, we're taking our whole contract up to $55,000.
Okay, so I guess the main thing is we're an additional $25,000 for the remainder of 2020, and as you mentioned, not to exceed $55,000.
Right.
Any questions or comments on Resolution 2020-25?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, or entertain a motion to approve Resolution number 2020-25.
Second.
Roll call?
Carl Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Linda Guzman.
Yes.
And next we come to next item on the agenda, Second Start Truancy Program. We have 4 contracts for truancy officer. This is Second Start Truancy Prevention Program, truancy officer for 2020 through 2021. This would run from 24 August through June 11, 2020. And these are for Ronald Edmonds, Samuel Maldonado, Carlo Brown, and Enrique Perez. They're all similar. The rate is similar to last year, not $21.42 per hour, not to exceed $27,000 without prior authorization from the city. Are there any questions or comments on the 4 identical contracts for truancy officer?
No.
There
No,
being
just
no-
a correction, just for the record, June 11 to 2021. I think you said 2020.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Wayne.
Welcome.
Okay, there be no further questions or comments, or entertain a motion to approve the Second Start Prevention Truancy Program Truancy Officer contracts for Ronnie Edmonds, Sandy Maldonado, Carlo Brown, and Enrique Perez for the year 2020 through 2021, running from 24 August through June 11, 2021.
Second.
Second? Roll call? Roll call?
Carl Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Linda Guzman.
Yes.
Okay. Next we have You agree?
Are you gonna cover the?
Jasmine?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the next. Next, we have an agreement for, let me see. This is the Second Start Truancy Program Professional Service Contract for Administrative Assistant for the 2020 through 2021 school year for Jasmine Colley. And this is an amount not to exceed $20,000 through June 12th. I don't see the hourly rate that was left out.
It was in the signed version, it's in there, I think it's $16.40.
Okay. So the hourly rate would be $16.41. Are there any questions or comments on Ms. Colley's contract for Second Start Truancy Program Administrative Assistant?
No.
No.
There being no further questions or comments, turn to the motion to approve Ms. Jasmine Colley's contract for the Second Start Truancy Program as an administrative assistant for the 2020 through 2021 school year.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Don Gomez,
Yes.
William Allen,
Yes.
Linda Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next we have Little League Geotechnical Environmental Services from engineering.
Yeah, right now for the concession stand in the Little League field east of the Block Stadium, where we are digging around the exterior walls to correct a structural issue. And we have a little bit of step cracking, we have a little bit of vertical cracking, but we need to get some soil boring taken care of outside of the walls. I've reached out and acquired 2 quotes, one from Miracle and another one from Robinson Engineering, to conduct 4 soil borings, one from each wall. Robinson's price came in at $8,000 and Miracle came in at $6,000. It's our recommendation to move forward with Miracle.
Any questions or comments on this proposal from Miracle?
None.
There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve Miracle's proposal for the Little League Geotechnical Environmental Services in the amount of $6,000.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Don Gomez,
Yes.
William Allen,
Yes.
Linda Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next we have notice to proceed for 3724 Main Street. This is also from engineering.
This is just granting approval for the contractor to proceed, which is NMG Construction, in the amount of $86,000, which was, what was awarded at our last meeting.
That was A&G.
NMG Construction.
Any questions or comments on the recommendation?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve the notice to proceed for AMG concerning 3724 Main Street.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Don Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Linda Guzman.
Yes.
Okay. Next we come to right-of-way applications. We have Board of Public Works permit applications 20-03616 through 20-03621. Any questions or comments on these?
None.
Any further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve Board of Public Works permit application 20-03616 through 20-03621.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Don Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Linda Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, I believe we have no other business before us tonight. Our next regular meeting will be Wednesday, September 9th, 2020 at 4:30 p.m. And this concludes our business for tonight. Entertain the motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Don Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Linda Guzman.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I would like to call to order the regular meeting of the Board of Public Safety, August 26, 2020. May we all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance.
United States of America, which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, is there a motion, I'm sorry, can we have a roll call, please?
Justin Reed,
Here.
Richard Kaminsky. Here. Thomas Davis.
Here.
Okay, may we have a motion to approve the regular minutes from August 12th, 2020?
I make a motion.
And second.
It's been moved and properly second. Are there any questions?
I have none.
If there are no questions, we'll take a vote. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. There is no correspondence before us. New business from the Health Department, the swearing in of Animal Control Warden Marlon Woods. And I do not have his, yes I do. Is Marlon here? Marlon, can you please come forward? And how about we'll do this together? Is Tracy Ailes, is she here as well? Tracy, please come forward. Thank you all for coming. First of all, for the board, I would like to take a motion to approve the Health Department's request to swear in Animal Control Warden Marlon Woods and Health Code Enforcement Officer Tracy Ailes. Is there a motion?
I so move.
I second the motion.
It's been moved and probably second. Are there any questions?
I have none.
If there are no questions, can we take a vote? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Okay, now, I'm just trying to make sure I have the right ones here. Okay, excuse me, point of order, Ateria, I'm not sure. Both of these say Health Code Enforcement Officer, but on the agenda it says Animal Control Warden. Are you will you be Animal Control Warden or a Health Code Enforcement Officer?
I will be Animal Control Warden.
Okay, so we're just gonna change that at that time, and then we'll have to get this changed, okay?
Fine.
But we'll still swear you in today, all right?
Are those by Ms. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so can you, who's gonna take care of making sure that correction is made?
Between Arteria and myself, we're good to go.
Okay, thank you. So when I come to my duties, I will say, you'll say Health and Code Enforcement Officer, and you will say Animal Control Warden, and I'll let you know, okay? May you raise your right hand, please? And when I say state your name, just state your names. I state your name.
Tracy Ailes.
Marlon Wood.
Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
Constitution of the United States.
and the Constitution
And the Constitution
of the State of Indiana,
of the State of Indiana.
and will faithfully
And will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
discharge my duties as
discharge my duties as
a Health Code Enforcement Officer.
Enforcement Officer.
Animal Control Warden
All right. For the City of East Chicago,
for the City of East Chicago,
Indiana,
Indiana,
according to the law
according to the law
and the best of my ability,
and the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Thank you. All right. So we'll get you some, I know we're gonna need some multiple signatures, Tracy and Marlon, so we'll get all that squared away and get you your copies of your oath too, okay? Because Terry, I only have one copy of each, and even one is wrong, so you have everything over there? Okay, good. All right, great. Okay, moving on to the building department.
Mr. President, there is a resolution 2020-21 prior to that.
I'm sorry, yes. Is there a motion to approve resolution 20-21 3931 McCook Avenue and release of lien?
I make a motion.
And second.
It's been moved and probably second. Are there any questions?
I have none.
If there are no questions, we'll take a vote. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now we will turn it over to the building department and Attorney Smith.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening to the board. We do have a matter of several new demolitions, as well as, I believe, 5 status properties. There are persons present here for certain properties. I assume, Mr. President, you want to take those first and in order.
Absolutely.
If I could first approach and hand you, per your request, the binder with the photographs. These are in alphabetical order. There's a pink piece of paper with the address on each for your review.
Thank you.
And the board's review.
Thank you both for preparing this for us.
Of course. The first matter in which a person is present here for the hearing is 4802 Alexander. The owner is listed as Richard and Arthur Pollard. However, Ms. Shymane Robinson, you can come up, Ms. Robinson, was the tax sale purchaser. I have been in contact with her attorney, Mr. Mike Kovachkov, and explained to him that the board's position, the building commissioner's position, is to request that the demolition order be affirmed based upon the condition of the property. As you can see there, it is a two-story structure with part of the first floor boarded up. There was a collapsed staircase at the time the photos were taken. Ms. Robinson has indicated that that's been corrected. And you can see that the brick is deteriorated on the west side of the building. I have explained to Ms. Robinson that even though the request will be made to enter the order as presented, that she will have an opportunity to meet, and she has met with Mr. Portalatin, and the intention is to enter a rehab agreement. It's just that obviously with the redemption period ending in September, she probably won't have a deed until the end of the year. So our request is to enter the order. I believe Ms. Robinson would like to be heard.
Yes.
Yes, Mrs. Robinson. Can you please state your name and your address?
Yes, name is Shymane Robinson, Illinois attorney. Address is 2518 Cedar Glen Drive, Illinois. Linwood, Illinois.
Okay, and how would you like to, what would you like to say?
Yes, I'd like for the motion to be withdrawn for the demolition hearing. I am a personal purchaser, so the current owner have 18 days for redemption. We are prepared to make any rehabs that they request. And they did cite pictures or provide pictures to you today with like 18 windows that's boarded up. Those windows are behind the boards there, and the boards were put up to protect the windows. I'm not sure if they peek behind those boards or not. Just so the record is clear, I did see the picture that they showed with part of the porch coming down. I referenced that with the picture that I do have present, and they are actually correct that part of the porch is down. Other than that, the repairs that they're citing does not raise to the standard of demolition. I spoke with, forgive me, I don't recall his name, but I spoke with the inspector. He have inspected the inside of this home, and the inside of this home is livable, and someone once lived inside of this home as well. I will request for the motion to be rescinded.
I did not say.
Yeah, well, Mr. Portalatin can testify as to the condition of the home, although I would mention that the position of the building commissioner is also that although Ms. Robinson is a tax sale purchaser, she really doesn't have any ownership interest in the property at this point. We notified her, as we always do, because she's a tax sale purchaser. We're willing to work with her, and our plan is to work with her. However, as you know, Mr. President, to keep the process moving forward, it's important for the building commissioner to have the order entered so we can continue on the process. Otherwise, if Ms. Robinson determines not to file a verified petition in October, if something happens where she decides not to pursue the tax deed, we're back at the reset button, and that's what we try to avoid to keep things moving.
Okay.
Request to be ordered.
1 second. Let Mr. Portalatin and I'll let you come back, because what he says may affect what you want to say.
Okay?
Hi, James Portalatin, Chicago Building Commissioner. I did speak to Mrs. Robinson.
Yes.
Yes, I did speak to her, and I did explain to her the condition of the exterior, which you see are with the bricks and with the various items that do need to be repaired and is in dilapidated condition. As far as the interior, we did do a walkthrough in the interior, and I told her it's not as bad, but it's not livable whatsoever. There is some water damage from the roof coming, and so the ceiling has been typical.
Sure.
in a vacant property. So to say that it's livable, it's not livable at this point. There needs to be still repairs that need to be done, but it's not the worst conditions that I've seen in the interior.
Sure.
It definitely could be rehabbed.
Okay. All right. Would you have another comment?
Yes. I was not privy to that entire conversation, so I did not have that I just want the record to reflect, I did not have that full conversation with him. It was limited to, have you done the walkthrough? Yes, is it livable? But that's okay. Whatever repairs is needed, we're prepared to do. Respectfully, I do disagree with Council's position in terms of us not having standing. We do have an equitable interest in the property. In addition to that, via the tax sale laws, we can request a court order to make the repairs that's needed to protect our equitable interest in this property, and we're prepared to do that as well if needed. With us being so close to the time that's required for us to actually file for the deed, the redemption period is 15 days. After that, we are filing a deed. At that point, they will not be able to redeem. It will go through the court process. We should have the deed by November-ish is my projection. I don't think this property rises to a level of demolition at this time, so I respectfully ask for it to be withdrawn.
Well, let me perhaps shed some light as to, I don't know if you're 100% familiar with what the demolition order actually means in the city of East Chicago. That is not an automatic that this building is coming down for demolition. But what that does do is it starts what I would call a time clock, if you will, to say, hey, you know, there's not going to be a demolition set, there's not a date set, there's not a bid going out, but it gives you the time to go into his office, show in earnest that you have a legitimate and genuine interest in rehabbing the property, show evidence of some type of work, and it seems like there may have been some already. And when you go through all of those processes, and even before it even comes to demolition, you will have a chance to even come back before this board and say, hey, you know what, this is what we've done. Or it may even, there have been cases where they say, hey, you know what, well, we got hung up because of COVID and this is what happened, and ask for a little bit more time. So this is not the end of the game, this is the start of the game. So I would say is that don't let the demolition order make you nervous at all. From what I can tell, your intent is to repair. That is, we have a collective goal.
Yes.
To have it rehab. It's not our goal to go and tear it down. But this, and this just stops it from being, 6 months down the road and nothing has happened, then we don't have to start at day one. So you will have ample opportunity to work with his office and to, if everything that you're saying you're going to do and you're prepared to do, you will have no problem from this particular board.
Awesome. My only concern will be the amount of fees that will be incurred. I'm not sure I do have an Indiana attorney because I don't practice in Indiana, but if there's going to be fees that's incurred for, the process that they're going through, I would request for us to extend this hearing out then, to give us an opportunity, to rectify.
And again, it's a little different over here, and maybe Kevin, you want to speak to that?
I was just going to say, there really aren't any fees. We just go out to bid eventually, and that would have to be when James indicates that he wants to go out to bid. Many properties, as you know, the demolition order stays in for up to 2 years. Sometimes they go back to bid, sometimes they don't. If he believes it's going to be a rehab agreement, usually he doesn't even send it out to bid. But there's really no cost incurred in that. I mean, there's some publication costs, but we don't generally go after the owner for that. So there's really no fees or costs involved in that.
Yeah, the biggest thing that you have to, work out with him, get more familiar with East Chicago and Indiana, but all of your contractors have to be licensed. So I urge you not to send a contractor out there to do any work that hasn't come through his office for the proper approvals. But if you do that and do what you say you're going to do, I believe you'll be absolutely fine. I'll just restate that our goal is to get this place rehabbed, back in shape. That you bought it and want to do something with it is 100% fine, and we're in agreement with that. Does that provide some clarity?
It does, and in my final statement, I would just say where I am in front of you guys, if there's no cost, to this process or minimal cost to this process, in addition, a demolition order can be entered, upwards of, a couple months to 2 years. I guess for me, it's like the rush, right? We don't have to enter in a decision today, and it could be given, we could provide an extension until after we receive the deed, and we're agreeing to comply.
Well, I can explain to you the rush. The rush is because this neighborhood does not deserve to have this type of property sitting there. And the residents that live in this neighborhood do not want this on their block and in their community. So there is an extreme sense of urgency for all of the repairs throughout the city, not only this one. So our policy in the city of East Chicago, as far as this board, we don't kick it down the road and delay. We have a sense of urgency to revitalize and clean up our neighborhood. So that is the reason for the rush. The residents deserve better.
Okay, and they do, and we intend to provide better, and we're looking forward to do the repairs for this property. I just want to make sure that I don't become or take ownership of a property that's demoed.
I think we have explained, and absolutely, we're on the same page. I appreciate you coming out today.
Awesome, thank you so much.
And I'm smiling behind my mask. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
All right, okay, can we get the next one?
Yes. Next one, it would be Mr. Brooks, who's present here for 5008 Alexander, and also 4716 McCook Avenue, front and rear. The Brooks Family Trust is the owner. Mr. Brooks, I think he left. He left, okay. He is looking for some time to enter into a rehab agreement, and we would request that the order be entered and affirmed as presented based upon the condition of the property, which you have in the photographs and in the request for the order. Of course, that would be stayed pending a rehab agreement pursuant to the building commissioner's request.
Okay, thank you.
Next matter, I believe, is Ms. Chastity Hughes, who is here present for 4751 Melville, front and garage. Ms. Hughes is, I believe, a member of Roses Woody Investments LLC, and she also has discussed this matter with Mr. Portalatin. They're going to enter into a rehab agreement, I believe, but in the meantime, we would request the demolition order be entered as presented.
Okay, would you like to speak, ma'am?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
spoke with him.
Okay, thank you. All right, well, thank you for coming out, and we can proceed down the list.
All right, the other property in which someone was here earlier is 4816 McCook. Miss Johnny Burtz was here, and she is in the process, I believe, of beginning the rehabilitation of the property. In fact, they were issued permits last week to do some siding work, and they're about to start the painting. So this is another one where it is our intention and request to enter the order as presented. However, it would be stayed pending the continued rehabilitation of the property, and then we would set this over for status for 1028.
Okay.
And that, by the way, would also go for the other properties, which I mentioned, Ms. Hughes' property at 4751 Melville, 4716 McCook with the Brooks, and 5008 Alexander, also Mr. Brooks, and then 4802 Alexander with Ms. Robinson. We would request they be entered and then set over for status for October 28th.
Okay.
All right. The remaining properties, Mr. President, 4726 Alexander. That property is owned by Mr. Tommy Phillips Jr. The owner has requested to Mr. Portalatin to enter into a rehab agreement. So we would request the order be entered and set over for status on 1028. 4804 Alexander, the pictures are present, owned by Mr. Bruce. The boarded up building, we would request that the order be entered and affirmed as presented. We do have good service. No one appears. 4823 Alexander, the owner is listed as Argamendo via quitclaim deed in January of 2020. The windows appear open on the second floor. The brick is unsound pursuant to the inspector's review, and the photos as presented, we request that order be affirmed. No one appears here today. The next on the list is 5013 Alexander, front and garage.
Okay.
This is a property, Mr. President and Board. The last deed is from 1972 to the Dix family, DIX. There's a one-story structure. The front is boarded up. Interestingly enough, the taxes are paid up. There's a homestead exemption on the property, but it is vacant. We would request that the demolition order be affirmed as presented based upon the condition of the property. No one appears.
This is 5013?
Yes, sir.
Is this a garage only?
Front and garage.
Okay, all right. Okay, please proceed.
Yes, 4138 Magoon is the next property. The owner is listed as the Chudick, C-H-U-D-I-C-K family. It was sold on tax sale to a company out of Connecticut. The property is boarded up and vacant, and the garage, as you can see, is in absolutely terrible condition. We would request that the that the order for demolition be affirmed as presented.
Okay.
That concludes the new demolitions, Mr. President. So we request the relief requested by the building commissioner.
Okay. I'm going to carry with the other ones.
Oh, sure. Yes, Mr. President, on the status properties. It's the same report, it's a good report on all 5 listed. That would include 3806 Catalpa, 3808 Catalpa, 3927 Deodore Front, 3618 Hemlock Rear, and 4750 Melville Front. I'm happy to report that the properties are continued to be rehabbed, work is in progress, and things are moving down the right track. So we're hoping by the October 28th status date that we can report that the progress has been made and Mr. Portalatin can let the board know that they're coming off the demolition list for compliance.
Okay, well, thank you for your report.
Thank you.
Is there a motion to approve the recommendation of the building department for the new demolitions listed on our agenda?
I make a motion.
I second.
It's been moved and probably second. Are there any questions?
I have none.
Any questions? If there are no questions, we'll take a vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Is there a motion to accept the updated status report for the properties listed on our agenda?
I so move.
I second.
It's been moved and properly second. Are there any questions?
I have none.
If there are no questions, we'll take a vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. There is no anyone here for audience participation. Seeing none, our next meeting will be Wednesday, September 9th at 5:30 p.m. If there are no other business before us, we will take a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
I second.
It's moved and properly second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you for coming out.